On the news tonight.
So the demand for connectivity will continue to grow, and companies like ATC are extremely key to that.
President Tinubu receives delegation from American Tower as Nigeria seeks to expand global wireless infrastructure.
Be assured that we will not rest until these hostages are returned.
On the Kuriga abductions and orders, Nigerian military leverages international partners for support in rescue efforts. Also tonight, we discuss the campaign on equitable access to care for kidney health in Nigeria. Hello and a warm welcome to NTA Network News. I am Jumwa Yusuf. Joining me from Lagos tonight on the news is Hingino Join Adams, and Benny Adams is on standby for business news. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live via our website nta.ng/live and also on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. We begin with the presidency. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and the Federal Ministry of Environment to align regulations and tax frameworks to facilitate investment expansion in the telecommunications and broadband infrastructure nationwide. The President issued the directive when he received a delegation from the Continental Office of the American Tower Corporation, ATC, at the State House. The President expressed dissatisfaction with the bureaucratic pace in permit issuance processing for companies operating in the digital infrastructure sector. He, however, lauded the ongoing efforts of the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy to promoting digital connectivity across the nation, particularly the 3 Million Technical Talent Program that functions to upskill 3 million Nigerian youth in digital literacy and innovation through innovation incubators nationwide. President Tinubu outlined ongoing initiatives to establish broadband connectivity in all 774 local government secretariats within 6 months, leveraging existing infrastructure such as NICOMSAT and Galaxy Backbone's fiber optic network. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, and the Chief Executive Officer of ATC Africa, Marek Busfi, gave the insight into the importance of this investment.
People are under the age of 25, so the demand for connectivity will continue to grow, and companies like ATC are extremely key to that. And after you've heard, they will be investing in more stations over the coming years. That infrastructure is what we believe will continue to deepen the quality of services that people get. So it is in our interest to make sure that they can do what they want to do so that our citizens can benefit from the services they offer.
We're very proud of the 8,000 plus sites that we have built and the impact that we are making to communities in Nigeria, both by providing connectivity, providing people access to digital literacy learning in our digital communities.
Meanwhile, the President has approved the establishment of the Regional Coordinating Center of the African Centers for Disease Control in Nigeria, just as he approved the appointment of Dr. Temitope Elori as the new Director General of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA. President Tinubu also approved the relocation of NACA to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Now let's bring you a compilation of these latest presidential approvals.
Temitope, before her appointment, was a senior lecturer in the Department of Community Medicine, University of Ibadan, and a consultant family physician in the Department of Family Medicine, University College Hospital, Ibadan. The President expects that the newly appointed Chief Medical Directors, leveraging their vast experience and professional competence, will facilitate the persistent delivery of quality healthcare services to all Nigerians in tandem with the Renewed Hope agenda. Meanwhile, the President has approved the relocation of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Naka was previously domiciled in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. The relocation of Naka to the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is to foster synergy and enhance collaboration in pursuit of the nation's goal to achieve the 95-95-95 pathway for ending the AIDS epidemic. It added that, in line with his topmost priority of manifesting the renewed hope agenda of his administration across sectors, the President is determined to consistently harmonize institutions within and between the different sectors in country, ensuring improved coordination and synergy among agencies for efficient and qualitative service delivery to all Nigerians. In the meantime, President Tinubu is in the African Union Champion for Human Resources for Health and Community Health Delivery Partnership. He believes the center will also bring enormous socio-economic benefits in the form of enhancing aggregate national productivity and reversing human capacity drain, even as the ability of indigenous medical professionals and scientists will be bolstered to respond adequately to old, recent and emerging diseases, not only in Nigeria, but across the continent.
And public confidence in governance, Vice President Kashim Shatima is doubling down on the commitment of the Tinubu-led administration to utilizing the best of Nigeria human resources base for Nigeria's greater interest. He gave the assurance when he received the board and management of Brew Costar, a strategic policy communications and advisory firm, at the presidential villa. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jibrila reports that Vice President Shatima applauded the foresight of the managing partner of the firm and former Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, noting that the assemblage of renowned experts across diverse fields at the firm was commendable. He said the caliber of people covering a wide spectrum of areas, including security, energy, international diplomacy, communications and orders, is a testimony of the seriousness of the group. Former Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who led the team, thanked the Vice President for the opportunity to share insight on the firm's activities and its proposal for the present administration. He commended the efforts of President Bola Tinubu in addressing contemporary challenges, pledging the firm's commitment to supporting the administration in succeeding in its task of transforming Nigeria. Lai Mohammed assured that the firm will deploy resources within the areas of expertise to support the government in addressing challenges in the economy and related areas. In the meantime, the Senate has acknowledged receipt of the President's request for confirmation of the appointment of Justice Adamu Galunje as the Chairman, Code of Conduct Bureau. The request is among the 4 communications of the President read at the commencement of today's plenary on the floor of the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The assurances of my highest regards. Sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Also communicated is the request on the Senate to confirm the appointment of Aminu Mukhtar as a board member of the Assets Management Company of Nigeria. The 2 other requests are the proposed 2024 budget of the Federal Capital Territory Administration amounting to 1.147 trillion naira and the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Repeal and Reenactment Act Amendment Bill. The executive bills enjoyed expeditious consideration as they passed first and second reading.
The bill seeks to enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Loan Scheme by addressing challenges relating to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund.
The implementation of the loan scheme that is meant to assist students and youth to go to school and access knowledge very easy.
It's a demonstration of the fact that Mr. President really has the passion to advance the educational development of this country.
In line with his vision, this is to strengthen implementation, and this is also to ensure sustainability of this program. But it must not be lost on us that a lot of children have been lured into criminality, militancy, banditry, and other vices as a result of lack of support. With this kind of provision, I believe that members of the National Assembly, even the state houses or assemblies, will collate the would-be recipients from their various constituencies and forward them to the appropriate authority for assistance.
Senate has urged the federal government to raise awareness and create more treatment centers and an intervention fund for kidney disease, following a motion from Senator Abdulaziz Eradua. Senate also paid tributes on the late Senator Abubakar Sodengi and observed a minute's silence in his honor following a motion from Senator Aliu Wadada.
During his time in the Senate, he was privileged to have had different times served as chairman, Senate Committee on Interior and Committee on FCT, while being a member of several other committees.
National Assembly, to be specific, the Senate, immortalizes him by naming one of our meeting rooms after him.
Meanwhile, the Northern Senators Forum has appointed Senator Abdulaziz Eradua as its chairman and Senator Mohammed Tahir Mungunu as spokesman, replacing Senator Kawu Sumaila.
The major objective of the Northern Forum is to promote the interests of Nigeria first, followed by development of the North through collaboration with our distinguished colleagues from the South, and of course cooperating with the executive arm of government to ensure that the challenges of the region are attended to.
The former chairman of the forum, Senator Abdul Ningi, resigned last Tuesday from the National Assembly. Lami Ali, NTA News.
Earlier today at the National Assembly, a bill for an act to repeal the Student Loans Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 passed for second reading on the floor of the House of Representatives. President Bola Tinubu sent the executive bill to the Green Chamber with an appeal for expeditious consideration to enable quick commencement of the student loans policy. National Assembly correspondent Mitere Ikben reports.
Is commencement of debate.
The new Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 seeks to, among other things, establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. When approved, the new body will receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians pursuing higher education, vocational training, and skills acquisition.
Mr. Speaker, we have a president who is interested in expanding and deepening access to education for the poor.
The bill, as represented, has taken care of the issues of process of application. It has taken care of the issues of what is expected of applicants to place before the government, and in fact, repayment and sustainability procedures.
I support this bill not just because of what I and others have said, but because I see it as one of those that seeks to balance the gap in education for the rich and the poor.
Bill referred to the Committee on Student Loans, Scholarship and Higher Education Financing for further legislative action.
The House adopted some infrastructure motions.
Mandate the Committee on Works to investigate the delay in completing the Calabar E2, Ikorekbene Road rehabilitation.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Works to construct Bukuru, Mejiju, Zandi, Das Road.
At the inaugural sitting of the House Committee on Interparliamentary Relations, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu says the Green Chamber will deepen collaboration with the State Houses of Assembly.
We can strive to find sustainable solutions that benefits our nation, especially as we are about to commence a review of the nation's constitution.
From the National Assembly, Mitere Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, is saying that lawmakers will collaborate with state governors to empower security agencies to effectively combat school kidnappings across the country and rescue all abducted students in Kaduna and Borno states. He made the comments while commiserating with the Kaduna state government and the families of the students abducted at Kuriga village in Shukon local government area. Mohammed Umar Anjigi tells us more.
The lawmakers, including the members representing various constituencies in Kaduna State, as well as the caucus leaders of the 6 geopolitical zones in the House, are here at the Kaduna State Government House Council chambers. The purpose of their visit is clear: to discuss ways of supporting and collaborating with the state government in this trial moment, where the security agencies are still making effort to rescue the Kuriga village students days after their abduction.
This is something that the House has received with very, very big shock. We thought we have seen the end of this kidnapping in Kaduna State, only for it to rear back in a very devastating manner. And we are also very ready to partner with you in coming up with security solutions that will ensure that these kind of things do not happen again.
We are ready to partner with you, to support you, because Nigeria belongs to all of us. The most important responsibility of any government is the protection of the lives and properties of the citizens of our own country. And I believe National Assembly should lead. I want to urge the House of Reps to revisit the issue of state police.
The lawmakers are hopeful that the collaboration between the representatives of the people and the state governors across the country will help in empowering the security agencies with the necessary laws and resources to combat security challenges, particularly the abduction of students in schools. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Marajinki, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigerian military is leveraging international support in the rescue efforts of the school children and other people recently abducted by terrorists in some parts of the country. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, who made this known in a news conference, says though the victims are being held in hard-to-reach locations, Nigerian troops will stop at nothing in rescuing them alive. From Borno, Kaduna to Sokoto, more than 400 people, mostly students, are being held by terrorists in what military authorities now describe as reprisals for the killing of the terror warlords. In a bid to carry out rescue operations, the military authorities have reached for international assistance to gather intelligence.
We have leveraged on our international partners for support. Accordingly, they are providing the necessary support, including intelligence, that is giving us the advantage in dealing with the ugly situation.
Wake of the kidnapping, President Tinubu stressed that nothing short of rescue would be accepted.
Several of their leaders and their commanders have been neutralized as a result of troops' onslaught. They want to use these hostages as human shield for their survival. That is how desperate they are. Nevertheless, be assured that we will not rest until these hostages are returned.
For now, expectations are high and all eyes are on the security forces to rescue the victims alive. We'll take a commercial break. When we return, more on You're welcome back, and more on security reports. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, is calling for a community engagement strategy in containing the impact of terrorism in the Northeast. The National Security Advisor was speaking during the launch of the EU support for this engagement, review, reintegration and reconciliation, where commitments were pushed towards effective coordination for restoration of permanent peace in violent impacted communities in the region.
The government of Nigeria, EU and the United Nations system on the DDRR and other projects led to the success of the first phase. For us at the office of the NSA, we will continue to provide the immediate coordination as enshrined in the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022.
We combined also peace and security support through support to some kinetic efforts through the MNJTF, the Multinational Joint Task Force, that we still consider today as one of the most successful regional initiatives to counter terrorism in West and Central Africa region.
Let me first and foremost begin by applauding the vision and tenacity of the European Union for supporting these very great initiatives of addressing the challenges of insurgency through non-kinetic measures.
The project is part of the Lake Chad Region Security Fund, financed at a cost of more than 2 billion euros, which is being driven by experts in the management of terrorism and other sundry crimes. Now, members of the Northern Governors Forum have risen from a closed-door session with the National Security Advisor and service chiefs to chart a new course for the safety of lives and property in the region. The meeting, at the instance of the National Security Advisor, is meant to review recent security happenings in some northern states and to adopt a more detailed approach in surmounting the challenge.
We are amiable to it. In fact, that's the best way to go, because the issue is until we join the two, and already the service chiefs and all other security agencies have been doing their best trying to cover up. So what we need to do is to change style, especially adding with a non-kinetic approach, so that at the end of it, when we join the two, we'll have a better security situation in the country.
Stakeholders are optimistic that the new approach to be deployed in combating kidnapping and other high-level crime syndicates will produce immediate results that will restore lasting peace and security in the region. Let's take you back to March 8 this year, when Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu advocated capital punishment for convicted kidnappers in the country. Well, now it appears she was not mincing words. She has again renewed the call, this time while granting audience to senators from Lagos State, urging the National Assembly to join the campaign against the menace with stiffer laws. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo has more.
The trio of Senators Tokunbo Abiru, Wasiu Eshinlokun, and Oluroti Adebule represent the three senatorial districts of Lagos East, Lagos Central, and Lagos West in the National Assembly. Their predecessor, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who represented Lagos Central for 12 years, is the current First Lady of Nigeria. They are here at the villa to tap from her wealth of experience as a former legislator.
It gladdens my heart. Thank you.
That and more, the First Lady was willing to give, and she started by reminding them of the role of the National Assembly in enacting laws to meet contemporary challenges. For instance, insecurity and the menace of kidnapping.
We are at war with all these people coming to pick our children.
Yeah.
So I want to see the National Assembly taking a more robust stand that, this has to be, capital punishment should be in place.
Certain that there are better days ahead, the First Lady stressed the need for leaders to give hope to Nigerians. Grateful for her counsel, the lawmakers expressed readiness to work with their colleagues in the Red Chamber to enact laws that support the Bola Tinubu-led government in its stride to secure the country.
Her Excellency has guided us. Is for us to, as legislators, to make sure that we continue to look for laws that will continue in the direction of growing the country, improving security, you understand? And so those are the benefits you get from an association like this. No matter how stiff that penalty is, I don't think it's too much or too harsh.
Beyond the possibility of enacting laws on capital punishment for convicted kidnappers, the chairman, Southern Senators Forum, says the National Assembly will also consider establishing improved budgetary framework for the security sector in the country. In the State House, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Now, the federal government is looking inwards to harness alternative energy sources to boost power supply, with Nigeria's power sector climate driven with significant drop in electricity supply at the peak of every dry season. In this regard, the federal government has concluded arrangements for the construction of 30 megawatts windmill and solar hybrid mini-grid in Lagos. Joshua Ojito reports.
Nigeria is in dire need of sufficient electricity, and renewable energy sources may just be the option for the nation to achieve reliable power supply. Federal Ministry of Power is partnering investors to explore abundant wind and solar resources in the country to generate clean and sustainable electricity. Lagos State is benefiting from this initiative with 30 megawatts windmill and solar hybrid mini grid to be constructed in Lekki.
We are thinking outside the box. We want to have national grid, mini grid, we have solar, we have wind, and we have a hybrid. We are doing all these things to galvanize a lot of energy resources to solve the deficit we have in the country.
Once the SPV is built, then to mobilize financing will take a few months, like 6 to 8 months, I believe. And then construction then will take, as I said, 14 to 16 months.
Communities where the projects are sited should take ownership and protect them. It is not good when we move 2 steps forward and 10 steps backward, because there are people we call vandals who continue to destroy this kind of huge investment.
Katsina State benefited from similar project of 10 megawatts windmill, and the project is to be expanded to other states of the Federation in line with Vision 30-30-30 energy mix. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
This year's advocacy on the World Kidney Day is hoping to spread the word on kidney health for all while seeking to advance equitable access to care and optimal medication practice. Oyeyemi Ajayi takes us through some of the basic issues and why Nigerians need to take more interest in kidney health.
These are 2 bean-shaped organs located below the rib cage, one on each side of the spine. Healthy kidneys filter about a half cup of blood every minute, removing waste and extra water to make urine, which now flows from the kidneys to the bladder through 2 thin tubes of muscle called ureters, one on each side of the bladder, which stores urine. It also moves acid that is produced by the cells in the body and maintain a healthy balance of water, salts, and minerals such as sodium, calcium, phosphorus, and potassium. Aside these, it also makes hormones that help control the blood pressure, make red blood cells, and keeps the bones strong and healthy. When the kidneys are damaged, waste products and fluid can build up in the body, causing swelling in the ankles, weakness, poor sleep, and shortness of breath. Without treatment, the damage can get worse, with the kidneys eventually stop working, and such can be life-threatening. Talking about types of kidney disease, there is the acute kidney disease, which makes the kidney to suddenly stop working. It is caused by non-availability of enough blood flow to the kidneys, direct damage to the kidneys, and urine backed up in the kidneys. The chronic kidney disease is a condition where kidneys can't filter toxins or extra fluid from the blood as well as they should, though the condition can vary, but the disease usually gets worse over time. But treatment can slow the progression of the disease. If left untreated, chronic kidney disease may lead to kidney failure, and at this stage, it is called end-stage renal disease, which must be treated by dialysis or kidney transplant. Diabetes and high blood pressure are the leading causes of chronic kidney disease. Some forms of kidney disease are treatable, and the goals of these treatments are to ease symptoms, help keep the disease from getting worse, and lessen complications. In some cases, treatments may help restore some of the kidney function, but there is no cure for chronic kidney disease. Now, how much efforts are being put in place by researchers to ensure that chronic kidney disease becomes treatable? What are the major symptoms that can prompt one to immediately go to the hospital for treatment?
Now, to give answers to these questions is the consultant urological surgeon, Dr. Celsius Ukalina Ude. He joins us to provide answers to some of these questions raised in that report. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on NTA Network News.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Now, that report raises some serious concerns on detection and care. Now, can you speak to the importance of routine checks and how early diagnosis is critical for managing kidney disease?
As we have heard, there are multiple types of kidney diseases. As a urologist, we treat the types that are treatable. We handle types that are treatable. And if they are detected on time, treatment is with the aim of cure. Problems like those that cause obstruction to the flow of urine, things that cause obstruction to the flow of urine or disturb the function of the kidney from within, like kidney stones, like obstruction from the prostate. This treatable. Also dehydration, people not taking enough water can cause issue. When people are not making as much water as they are supposed to, then they should begin to suspect that they may have a problem with their kidneys. The first thing to do is to go and drink a lot of water. Every adult is supposed to have medical check every year. Urine analysis is a very simple test that can be done in less than 5 minutes. Everybody should have annual medical examination, and that examination should include the chemical analysis of the urine and the kidney function test. These are not expensive tests, and they can detect when the kidney function is below the level it used to be at. And when this is found, adequate test, adequate investigation, further investigation can be done to know what is responsible. And when you find the cause on time, it can be treated and a function can be restored to normal. This week alone, I've operated up to 8 patients. They all have problems that will damage their kidneys. Because we discovered the problems on time, we were able to treat them on time, and they are all back to their homes with normal functioning kidneys.
Okay, Dr. Celsius, can we talk about, symptoms and ongoing research in this area, as well as what has been done in terms of cure for chronic kidney disease? What do you know for a fact, and what advances are there at the moment, even at the experimental stages?
Chronic kidney diseases are actually not curable. The only curable conditions are those that are surgical. When people have diabetes or glomerulonephritis or polycystic kidneys or hypertension that has damaged their kidneys, the damage is usually irreversible. What the physicians will do is to stop the kidney damage from progressing to the point where the patient is described as having end-stage renal disease. And these are nephrologic problems that the nephrologist handles on a daily basis. What is important is to identify problems that can be treated before the damage becomes irreversible. When the damage is irreversible, the only thing that will be left for the patient is dialysis until there is available kidney for transplantation.
Okay, Dr. Celsius.
Renal disease is irreversible.
Okay, I hope we just pray that those who have it will get the cure as soon as possible based on research. Dr. Celsius Ukelina Unde, consultant urological surgeon, thank you so much for coming on NTA Network News. Now we're joining Hingino John Adams for more on NTA Network News from Lagos.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has implored key players in the African gaming industry to explore new ideas and strategies that will lead to the full realization of the socio-economic potential of gaming, entertainment and tourism industries in Africa. The governor was speaking at the African Gaming Conference and Exhibition tagged Africa Gaming Expo Lagos 2024. Eseon Amaka reports.
Gathered in this hall at the instance of the African Gaming Expo 2024 are key players in the African gaming industry who are interested in facilitating and sustaining the growth of the gaming industry, as well as seeking options to develop and export African gaming platforms globally. Delivering his keynote address, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu emphasized that the gaming industry plays a critical role in the actualization of the Teams Plus agenda of his administration, hence the need to harness its potential for economic growth.
We look forward to new ideas that will be birthed here, new strategies, new suggestions that will lead, the conversation at all of you realizing your full potential. But more importantly, let us use this industry as a catalyst to redefine social economic potentials of our continent. Let us use this industry, not only the negativity that comes out of it, as professionals, as partners, use this industry to be a springboard for real economic redevelopment, social, transformation, and bring about, a conversation that the poorest of the poor in our economy actually see a way out of it.
On his part, the Chief Executive Officer of the Lagos State Lottery and Gaming Authority, Bashir Are, says the African Gaming Expo 2024 will address some of the operational concerns faced by operators across Africa.
In any environment where there is no responsible gaming or responsible gambling policy or advocacy, the business dies. So many multinationals in this sector will also have their shares placed on the stock market. They will not operate in any environment where there's no regulation. So Africa must be on the negotiating table. We must be on the table. So we just don't want to be a consumer.
The maiden edition of the African Gaming Expo 2024 is themed exploring the future of the African gaming market, emerging trends and opportunities. In Lagos, Ese Awamaka, NTA News.
With a strong presence in 27 countries across the world, Ahe, maker of Big Cola, is deepening its vantage position in Nigeria with the launch of Seafruit, a healthy fruit drink that comes in 3 variants, providing unique taste for consumers to choose from. Joel Bola reports that the product unveiling was a platform to reward loyal customers and keep them abreast of products that will be introduced into the market very soon.
Ahe, a brand that has been in business for the past 35 years, started from Peru, spreading its tentacles across the globe with varieties of unique products that has made it a force to be reckoned with globally. The launch of Seafruit is another milestone achievement that will help the company gain more mileage in Nigeria. The unique taste of the 3 variants of sea fruits, which are fruit punch, citrus punch, and tropical punch, are all rich in vitamin C and suitable for all categories of consumers, with children, teenagers, and adults already enjoying the refreshing drink served at the product launch. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Ahe, Anan Cordova, and the Commercial Director Jose Guinetti say Seafruit is a product of painstaking research that takes into cognizance the nutritional needs of Nigerians, which is why it has been accepted with enthusiasm.
Good product, it's international product, and we have the honor directly to our formula and working a lot for put some vitamin, for put best product, high quality.
We have already the cola with 3 flavors, cola, orange, and tropical. And now we have seafood, but our future is better even.
Head of Marketing, Perpetua Ohiri, and the distributors all attested to the quality packaging of Seafruits, which they say will attract high demand.
Our distributors, who are our partners, will be very happy to continue to collaborate with us. We are very sure that this product is going to be giving them at very good prices, beautiful rebate structures, that when they also sell this product, they're also going to maximize on it exceedingly.
I've tasted this product, very fantastic, very refreshing. Honestly, you can't miss it.
Loyal consumers and distributors were rewarded in a raffle draw with packs of Seafruits. In Lagos, Joel Bola, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Network News continues in Abuja after this break. Do stay.
You're welcome back, and let's bring you up to speed with other news as President Bola Tinubu is calling for genuine commitment by political leaders across levels of government to the growth and development of Nigeria. The president spoke at a special iftar breaking of fast where he hosted state governors at the State House. President Tinubu, supported by his deputy Kashim Shatima, acknowledged the concurrent fast across Christian and Islamic faiths as a great opportunity to utilize and pray for the betterment of the country.
Since we recognize the need to build the nation together, The politics aspect of this is over. The time for governance is now. We are brothers and sisters of each other. We have no choice but commingle, correlate, and spread love among each other. Let me thank you for the palliatives you just rolled out from the National Drainage Reserve, which has started going out yesterday. It's timely, and at the subnational level, we'll make sure it's executed judiciously. And at the same time, subnationals have played their own part in providing palliatives for our residents completely in our state. You did mention the issue of cash award in Mina. Let me assure you, sir, that most states, almost all the states, have been doing cash award. And those that have not been doing it, we've engaged ourselves on peer review, and the engagement in doing it come the end of planting season. The only challenge we have now is between now and the next harvest to make sure we feed our people, because with the program being led by the federal government and the subnational, I'm very sure we're going to have a bumper harvest at the end of this season.
After the special iftar, there were presidential handshakes for the state governors. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Dakorinama Alabo George as the Director General, Border Communities Development Agency. Dr. George is a fellow of the Certified Institute of Practicing Professionals, USA, and former Commissioner for Works in Rivers State. In the meantime, Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Dennis Brutu Otuaro as administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Dr. Otuaro previously served as a top-level executive of the Niger Delta Development Commission with a surfeit of experience across multiple sectors, including infrastructure development, security, environmental remediation, as well as oil and gas. Also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the reappointment of Dr. Ya'u Usman Idris as the Director General and CEO of the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority. The reappointment is contained in a letter by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Heniken Lapobri, dated 11th March 2024, and stating that the 5-year second tenure takes effect from the 18th of February 2024. Let's now join Benny Adams for news on what is trending in the world of business. Benny?
Thank you. And now talking business, issues of concession, illegal operators, and loss of revenue in the maritime industry took center stage as the House of Representatives Committee on Privatization and Commercialization engages key players in the sector. National Assembly correspondent Mahmoud Rabiu Ali reports that it was a fruitful engagement.
Anybody who wishes our port system better would ask for something different.
Recognize that overusage, that some of the assets things there must have maybe depreciated or with time.
In ENL, which is one of the terminals, Bed 7 has completely collapsed, is not in use, and is threatening other keys. If you go to Tinkan, Bed 4A, Bed 4, 8, 9, and 10, they are all partially collapsed.
The demand of the modern day is that the port needs...
Well, that is business news. Network news continues after this break.